If you're anything like me, you eat carbs. It's actually insanely easy to make bread. We're gonna start with turning the scale on. You're just gonna take your knuckles and push down a bit so it's all flat. Here we go, there we go. It's not hard, okay? Hello. I'm never gonna get over how awkward intros are. Hi, my name is Danielle. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. If you're anything like me, you eat carbs, like a lot of other people. Revolutionary. But if you're also like me, you have officially run out of bread because quarantine, so you know how it is. But something that I think a lot of people don't realize is that it's actually insanely easy to make bread. It's really not that hard. So today I'm gonna show you how to make a really easy bread recipe. It has 5 ingredients. It's not hard, okay? So if you want to see how that's done, keep on watching. But first, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on that little bell notification so that you'll get notified every time I post a new video. Also, if you're already subscribed, make sure you turn that on too, because I've actually gotten a few messages from people that are subscribed to my channel and they're not getting my videos in their subscription feed for some reason, so they don't know when I'm posting a new video. So just make sure you turn that on, give this video a like, and let's get into it. Also, I look like trash today, but that's where we are. Mentally, physically, all that jazz. This is actually a recipe I got from my brother. He is a baking instructor at a culinary school, and it's from the textbook that he uses for all of his classes. So it's pretty well trusted. So if I screw this up, it's my fault, okay? I don't think I'll screw it up though. It's actually really easy. You can also make this recipe into pizza dough, and it's really good too with just some slight modifications. So if you want to see that, give this video a thumbs up and comment down below, and I will make a video on that. You know, I'm never gonna turn down pizza, so I will absolutely make that for you. But let's get into this. So what you're gonna need for this recipe is about 2 cups of water, bread flour, or you can use regular flour. This is bread and pizza flour. Yeast, I have Fleischmann's bread machine instant yeast, also ideal for all rapid rise recipes. I don't really know if that's the right one, but that's what we have, so that's what we're working with. Salt, and this recipe calls for malt syrup, but if you don't have that, I don't even really know what that is. You can use honey or maple syrup, or slightly less molasses. You'll have to look up the ratios on that because I'm not so sure about that one. But I'm gonna be using honey because that's what I have. And honestly, it's a lot easier to make any bread recipe, or most recipes, if you have a mixing machine, a mixer. I don't know why I called it a mixing machine, but that's what I'm gonna use. If you don't, I'm sorry. You could mix it by hand. It's just gonna take a while. Gonna take a lot longer. And I'll make sure to write in the description down below the amount of ingredients you need. What I'm reading right now has grams and ounces for me to go off of, so I'm gonna be using a digital scale. If you don't have that, I'm gonna try to convert it as best I can, but honestly, it's always better to use a scale if you're using dry ingredients, just so you know exactly, you know, it's a little bit more accurate, okay? Okay. Anyway, we're gonna start with turning the scale on. You want to keep the yeast separated, in this case, from the sugar and the water until you're absolutely ready to knead it. It's not really a big deal in this case because I'm gonna be mixing it immediately, but we're gonna do that today. So let's do the yeast first. Why not? Why not? I don't know. This calls for 9 grams of yeast. So about 2.5 teaspoons of yeast. Now I'm gonna do the flour. This says 750 grams of bread flour. Holy cannoli, this is a big bag. Wow. Oh, right on my finger. 4 cups, 700 grams. So maybe I'll do a 1/2 cup now. Oh no, too much. So I'm gonna guess it's a little less than 4.5 cups of flour. We're just gonna go with that. I would start with 4.25 cups of flour, and then while you're kneading it, if the dough's too wet, add a little bit more flour. But that's always the best practice when it comes to baking things. Reset that, move these. I'll do the salt now. 15 grams of salt, 2. Okay, well that doesn't make sense. Oh, well, I guess it kind of does. It's about 2 teaspoons of salt. Don't ask me how that added up. And we need malt syrup or honey or maple syrup, whatever you got. 4 grams of that. This one's gonna be a little tricky. I'm gonna guess 3/4 teaspoons. I mean, that was pretty much a whole teaspoon. It's just like whatever didn't come off, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay, and then 2 cups of water to finish you off. And that is literally it. So now we're gonna start kneading it, and we're gonna go over there. Why am I being weird? I don't know. To the mixer, you have the bread dough hook, and we're gonna start very slow because the ingredients currently look like that. Let me just bring you along. Come on, let's go. So you're gonna start low and slow until all the ingredients are mixed together. Okay, mine's looking a little dry and not all the ingredients are quite together yet. Let me try to get you closer. I'm gonna go a bit faster, and if I think it needs more water, I'll add a little bit more in. Okay, so it looks pretty good to me. That's why you don't really need to worry if things are sticking to the side, because as it mixes more together, it'll all kind of come together. It's a little bit sticky, but that's what you want. So we're gonna knead it for 10 minutes on a medium to high speed, a 4 or a 6. And this is when your KitchenAid is gonna start going bananas. So you're gonna just wanna hold it down for those 10 glorious minutes. And then we'll check on it again. Take a look, see? So it's still pretty sticky. It's not quite, I'm kind of pulling it just to see if it gives me a lot of give before it breaks. And it's not quite there yet, so I'm gonna knead it for a little bit more, maybe 2 to 5 more minutes, and just keep checking on it. Ah, it's stuck on my finger. So that's looking a little bit better now. I'm gonna go ahead and stop there. Maybe a little bit too soon, but I don't care. So, cool. Oh, okay, bye. For this part, you want to get your dough out real quick. You don't absolutely have to do this, but I like to cover the bowl with some oil just so the dough doesn't stick as much as it currently is. You can also get a new bowl if you want, but you want it to be a relatively tall bowl so the dough has room to grow upwards, and just wipe the sides. Ah, too much. That is a lot. Flop your dough back in there. Cover it gently with plastic wrap, paper towel, doesn't really matter. And then you're gonna wait for about a half hour to an hour until the dough doubles in size. It depends on the temperature of your kitchen and the humidity, but I'm just gonna store this over in that dark corner over there for probably about a half hour to 45 minutes. Hey, she said yeah, and I'll come back later. Okay, so it's been almost 40 minutes and the dough has risen. So we're just gonna take this nice flat surface. If you don't have something as glorious as this, you can just spread out some parchment paper and just like tape it to the corners of whatever flat surface you have. Sprinkle some flour on it. That's a little bit much, but it's fine. First you're gonna wanna take this bread loaf pan, or like banana bread loaf, whatever. This thing, spray it and put it to the side. Okay, let's fix this situation. See if I remember how to do this. Get this guy out. Yeah, that was a lot of oil. Fun. Put a little bit more here. I actually did forget how to do this. Let me look it up real quick. Get you a better angle on that. So we have kind of like a round shape here. We're gonna flip it upside down, kind of push it out a bit so it's a bit flatter. And then you want to make this center part a bit more spread out and flat, leaving these end pieces. Just push it down a bit, not too much. And then you're going to take this end, pull it out a bit, fold it over. This bit, pull it out, fold it over. So now it's kind of like a rectangle shape. You're just going to take your knuckles and push down a bit so it's all flat. Here we go, there we go. And then you're just going to take from this end, fold it inward a bit. You're kind of like rolling a burrito. Fold it, push it down. Fold it, push down. Now you got a burrito with seam on the bottom, and you're just gonna go ahead and pop it in here. And it should not quite touch the edges because you're gonna let it rest again for another 30 to 40 minutes just with nothing on it until it doubles again, and then you're gonna bake it at a temperature I don't remember. I'll just have to see, I don't know. And this is the final masterpiece. The pièce de résistance. You can see it is a little lopsided, but it is okay. It was in the oven at 400 for like 40 minutes. So try that, see how it works. I would stick a toothpick in it, maybe like in the side or something, to see if it comes out clean, just to be safe. You never know. And then I kind of immediately put it on a cooling rack. Let's cut into it now, shall we? Wow, I am Master Bread Cutter 5000. Ah, it's hot. Looks pretty good to me. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's good. That's really good. I'm going to continue eating this. Okay, so that's it. I hope this was a good tutorial for you. I guess that's what we're calling it. Let me know if you try it and how it turns out. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye.